Welcome then everyone, it's WOR time for round 2 here in PC Tier 4 and before I carry on, Ivan PC Tier 1 is starting August 3rd I believe, if I'm not mistaken. You can check on the WOR Twitter, I believe there was something posted, but anyway, I'm quite excited with this one. As you can see, Hyperactive is not joining me today. I believe he's a little bit busy, but we can still have a really good time. We've got Spain, probably one of my favorite tracks on the F1 calendar in real life and also in WOR. And obviously we've got the PC Tier 4 drivers, and if we can take what we saw back in round 1 in Melbourne, Australia, I think today's going to be very exciting, and I hope you all enjoy this as much as I will, as we're just waiting for all the drivers to get into the lobby, and then we'll be underway for qualifying. Now, if you did miss Australia, where were you? It was an amazing race. Everyone was fighting from start to finish. Some drivers made so many mistakes. I mean, I think, if you're watching, you would have seen Scott. He dropped from, I believe, P4 all the way down to P9, and he came back. And it was an amazing comeback drive. I mean, Nick Harrow leading the way. He was trading with Harrison Holmes and also Scott. And I also think Gianluca, the Williams driver. Now, it was a very spicy race. A lot happened. That final sector 3 on the final lap was very spicy indeed, especially going through turn 12 and turn 13, where there was a little bit of argy-bargy, a lot of elbows out, and it did cost Gianluca a position, which dropped him down to P4. But Harrison did receive a 3-second time penalty. So that actually drops him down to P4. So the Williams driver actually got a podium position. He joined Nick and Scott on that podium. And, I mean, he deserved it. He drove absolutely well. And his teammate also clinching up that P5 spot. He was the last person to box. He went, I think, onto the softs maybe. I may be mistaken. May have went onto a fresh set of mediums. He boxed, he clutched back up, and he got back up into that top 5, and it was just amazing to see. And I hope we see that sort of strategy in today's race, as Spain, it's a bit like Melbourne, really high-speed track, meaning a lot is going to, the tyres are going to be worked a lot. And, maybe a 2-stop. Everyone says 1-stop is always the faster strat, but a 2-stopper can really work if you do it at the right point. You've really got to be confident with it, and you can't be like, maybe it's not the best strategy. But actually, as we have mentioned the positions and where people finish, I think we should actually talk about the standings. Like I said, Nick Arrow leads the way from round 1, obviously with his commanding win, able to break away DRS really, really crucially in that final lap, which gifted him the win. With obviously, I think it was actually Gianluca that made a little bit of a mistake into turn 3 with a wobbly back end, which made him lose that DRS. Into P2 is Scott. Obviously, with that penalty from Harrison, it pushes him down to P4, which then allows P3 and P2, oh my god, I can't speak today. P3 and P4 up 2 positions. It was really close on the line between Harrison and Scott. Harrison did come on top, but with that penalty, it drops him down to P4. Gianluca up to that P3 spot, and like I said, Harrison in P4. Now, Amos, the other Williams driver, in that P5 spot. Amazing. So that must mean Williams are leading the way in the constructors with 25 points, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 25 points. Now, Ryan Jacobs in the Papaya McLaren, he finished P6, which gives him that nice little P6 spot in the standings as of now. Now this name, it's quite tricky for me. So, in the comments or in the chat, please let me know if I'm saying it right. It is spelled R-A-Y-A-N. To me, it seems like Ryan or Rayan. So I'm going to say Rayan. I may be wrong, so please correct me. I love being corrected. It helps me improve as a commentator, and that's what I want to do. In P7 is Kevin with Sam and Michael in the Oracle Red Bull car of Michael, and obviously Sam in the Alpine. Those guys round out the top 10, and obviously, as it was round 1, where you finish is where you will be in the standings. A lot of DNFs in Australia. I believe we had about 6. So we started with 17 drivers. We finished with 11. Not really what you want to see, especially in Tier 4. But you know what? I did believe it was Herman actually. Yeah, Herman had that wobble. I think it was around lap 3-4, which did really ruin his race. He couldn't really bounce back, and I understand that retirement. There was a few other drivers. I think someone went tumbling around into turn 1 too. So a lot of that, you know, I completely understand. And I need to mute myself in the game. I'm sorry to all the drivers who just maybe heard me yap on. I probably got muted, but it's fine. I'm quickly just doing something in the game. Don't know why my mic is on in the game. My push to talk was off. That's why. I don't know why. I'm very, very silly. But yeah, I've just been informed I'm on my own this weekend, which is fine. It is fine. Some people make predictions that JW is going to win. I don't know. Maybe he had a decent amount of pickup. Did he race in round 1? Let me just double check here. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't want to be telling fibs. I can't. Bro, there's so many drivers in it. We have 32 drivers in Tier 4. Loads of new reserves, which I love to see. And I believe there's about 6 reserves racing tonight. So it's going to be absolutely sensational. And I hope you're all excited as I am. 17 drivers in the lobby. I think we're waiting on 2 or 3. And then we'll be underway. And yeah, so Williams lead Kick Sauber in the Constructors. Aston Martin joined them in that 3rd spot. McLaren in P4, Ferrari in P5, and Red Bull are the final point-scoring team as Haas, Mercedes, and Racing Bulls didn't have a driver that showed up. And obviously, well, no, they did. Mercedes had, yeah, JW, James Watts. And Racing Bulls had Leonard, but they both DNF'd, so they didn't get points. And then obviously Haas didn't have any drivers because they had Sinan, and who else did they have actually? I don't really know, but I can tell you now, Matthew Roberts, one of the Haas drivers, I think also his teammate, yeah, Jake Finch as well. They are both here today, so they will both be racing. So Haas maybe looking at some points today, which is lovely to see, which you always want to see. Teams getting points. Don't really know what to talk about. I think we're still waiting on 2 drivers. And I've got to actually download the track map thingy. So I'll have round 3. It's basically, you know, at the start of like a career mode race where you can skip through the cutscene, and one of the cutscenes is the track. Yeah, well, I can have that, but I've got to download it because I was too busy playing Valorant, believe it or not. Not really what I want to be saying on stream because it's Valorant. No one really likes Valorant, in my opinion. I think I'm like one of the only people that actually properly likes Valorant. But it's Spain, Catalonia, one of my favorite tracks. I believe it's actually. I may be mistaken. Isn't it actually leaving? I swear, in real life, they are removing Spain from the calendar in the next few years or something. And they're not. No, they added Valencia to the calendar. You can correct me in the chat. Because I swear there was talks of Catalonia actually being removed, which is so crushing to me because Catalonia has so much history, not only in real life, but also, I mean, how many races have you seen that's amazing around Catalonia? Probably all of them. I mean, it's a really tight, fast-flowing track. It's going to be really difficult on the tyres. It requires a lot of focus, especially in that Sector 3, because, you know, you've got the hairpin now after the second DRS straight, which is going to mean that traction zone itself is so difficult to absolutely nail. Well, it is for me. For some people, it'll probably be absolutely easy, I bet. But I mean, it's, you know, a lot of overtaking opportunity. You've got turn 1, you got turn, you basically all the corners around Spain is an overtaking corner. Maybe not the corner going on to the back straight, as it is a flat out right-hander. It could be done flat. Not done. It could be done side by side. It's very iffy though because of how the track limits work. You know, it's quite easy to accidentally force someone off the track. I've done it many a times. But that's just because I'm really, really bad at this game. Well, I say that. I'm just like 2 seconds off these guys that you're watching today. What? You know, I love this. I think we're waiting on one more driver. We've got 18 drivers, or 17 actually, because we're readying up. Okay, that's a lovely, jubbly. Now, let's see in the chat. Predictions for the race today. Because I would love to see what you guys are predicting. I'm not going to say either. Scott's not here today. So I would maybe have said Scott, but he's not racing today. I've already seen someone say JW. You know, for me it's quite difficult because I only briefly recognize these guys' names. You know, I've watched loads of league racing videos, but from a commentator's point of view, I don't know all the drivers, I don't know how good they are, and all of this and that. So for me, it's quite difficult for me to make the best predictions that you guys can maybe be like, oh yeah, he's actually right, because I don't want to say something wrong. I don't want to base round one off because not everyone's good at some tracks and stuff. You're only here to see what the pace is. I mean, fair enough. It's very good. I believe pole around Australia was a 14.4 or 14.6 or 5 or something, I believe. It was a mid-14 in pole yesterday. I think we may see low 11s in qualifying. I actually don't know what's possible around Spain in qualifying. I know a low 11 in time trial is possible, but that's esport drivers. Not saying these guys aren't esport drivers. They are maybe 5/10 a lap slower, on qualifying pace. That's probably it. But this is going to be very, very interesting. We are in the game now. All the drivers have shown up. Now, let me run you through sort of the grid for Spain in the Papaya McLaren with Wilson Hall and Ryan Jacobs. They showed up for round one. They were quite good. Very, I mean, Ryan Jacobs, he was able to score points. His teammate, though, was a little bit unlucky. I believe retired. In the Ferrari, you've got Kevin and Nick Arrow. Nick Arrow is a reserve driver. He won in Australia, so keep an eye out on the Flying Arrow, you could say. In the Red Bull, it's Herman and Michael. Herman had a little bit of a wobble in the race. I think it was Herman. I may be mistaken. It could be Michael. It was one of the Red Bull cars that had the mistake, a little bit of a wobble in that final corner. Really easy to do, especially in the race with this dirt. Yeah, in the Mercedes, you've got JW follow. Joining him is another reserve. Sinan was in the Haas. Almost scored points. I think just got involved in too many incidences and retired in the pits, if I'm not mistaken, in the Aston Martin. You have Redmirs and Harrison. Let me just double check. Is Harrison actually in the lobby? No, it's only Redmirs because I believe Harrison has an issue with one of their pedals. I think it was their throttle pedal, so I don't know. I only briefly read what he said. In the Alpine, you have Sam Arling and George Ansel. I mean, both looking, I think Alpine did score points, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. I don't want to be given fault. Yeah, they did. They scored 2 points with, I believe it was Sam Arling. Yes, so Sam Arling did score points, and he's joined by a reserve today. So, love to see that. Now, in the Haas, you have Matthew Roberts and Jake Finch. Both of them are driving, and that's what we love to see, as they both did not show up for round one. But they are here for round two, and that's what we love to see. And maybe, did Jake Finch actually show up for round one? I don't know. I know Matthew didn't, though. In the Racing Bulls, you have Axel and Alessandro. And in the Williams, you have Gianluca and Amos. Both of them scored quite good points, and they are actually leading the way in the Constructors. And in the Kick Sauber, you have Lewis and Gabriel Pinto. And that is the grid for today's race. And let's now get into qualifying. Let's look at the gameplay here as we are watching Amos go round. Let me just... okay, I don't remember the shortcut for the track map, but let me just quickly do that. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do that. All right. He's not even the first one out, I don't believe. I think I've missed a lot. Let's actually find out who is the first driver out. Amos is on a lap here, so we'll stay on board with him. As into Sector 3 he will come. Now, what will he be able to produce it? Just Jake Finch with the provisional pole position lap of 11.3. So we may even see people dip into the mid-10s here. As Michael into P2 with 11.7. What can Amos do? As towards the line he'll come. It's going to be a purple Sector 3 and a provisional P2 for the Williams driver. 11.494. Not too shabby of a lap. Jake Finch, though, in the topping of the tables. Now, let's look at George here as he's just coming out of, almost out. He's bailing his lap. He is bailing his lap. That is my bad. Let's go on board with Wilson Hall as that's a provisional purple middle sector. I don't know if the game's telling me porcupines, as it does like to do that a lot. Rounds. That's probably my trickiest corner there. It is so tricky. You know, it's the setup. It's making sure you don't touch too much of that inside curb, as it can really unsettle the car. But towards the line, Wilson Hall goes up to P5, his teammate in P3, and Nick Arrow is in that P3 spot now, as he was provisional P2, but Jan Lucas said, no, let me get into that P2 spot, and he's not far off of Jake Finch, only half a tenth separates the top two here, and then it's 9/10 behind Nick Arrow in P3. JW down in, well, right now in P18, but surely as he's on a lap, he's going to move himself up. As through the tricky Sector 2 chicane, really, really important you maximize the track and get as early onto power as possible. I actually don't know if JW is on a lap here, as the rear light of that Mercedes AMG is flashing. Don't really know. I don't know what good sector splits are here around Spain. I will get decent sector splits for the next race. Just this race, I have no idea. There's a lot happening here as Matthew Roberts into P7, Lewis in P8, Kevin in P10, Alessandro in P11, Herman in P13, and JW is entering the pit lane here. Let's go on board with Matt Brine. Brine. How would I say that, guys? No, he's coming into the pits. Now, I do know of something as to George. He's gone up to a nice little P3 here with an 11.374. About 200ths off of Jan Luca here. So not too far off. And this, I think it's going to be a repeat of Australia here. It's very, very close in qualifying. And that's what we love. That just shows the amount of, you know, I say the amount, but it just shows the raw pace of these drivers here. I mean, only 2 tenths separates P7 and P1 here. That's remarkably close. I mean, it's Spain. It is a short track, but there, you know, you can lose a lot of time by just not taking too much curb, or you can lose a lot of time by using too much of the track, as in maybe even like where Sinan just came out of turn 3, now into turn 4. Purple middle sector there for the Mercedes AMG reserve driver. Down in towards the turn 5 hairpin. Really tricky, as it's really easy to lock the front tyres there, but a little bit of a wobble on the exit. Sinan into the Sector 2 chicane now, maximising the exit curb. There, really nicely done actually. What will this Sector 2 split be? Will it be another provisional fastest sector for him, or will it just be a green sector? We're just going to find out. It's going to be a green sector. Now through into Sector 3 we come. The really tricky first 3 corners here. Now, round the final 2 corners, gotta make sure you maximize the track. Some drivers actually shift down a gear through the final corner to keep those revs high. I don't think Sinan did, though. Towards the line, though, Sinan goes up to P4 with an 11.380, which is only 6 thousandths behind George. Oh my, that is mighty close. That's what we love to see. I mean, it's really close. Also between P5 and P7, as Redman's only 1/100th behind Ryan Jacobs, who was also only 5 tenths behind Nick Arrow. So really, really close here in qualifying. Also, look at Amos, only 0.032 behind Red Miz up in front. So I love this. This brings a smile to my face. The amount of how close it is between this top 10, it's amazing. You don't see this often. I'll say that. Normally, you see very, very fast spread out lap times. I think we may see someone maybe get an 11 flat. I think that's sort of the max in today's session, as you can just see Herman 1.5 tenths up in that Sector 1 split. Let's ride on board with the Oracle Red Bull driver. Why is that not working then? There we go. It's now working. My shortcut button was not working there. It's fine though. Through the Sector 2 chicane, maximizing the track. Now through the flat right-hander onto the back straight here, opening that DRS flap, draining the battery as you break up the 100-meter board. Purple middle sector, he's found 3 temps here. It's going to be at least a 0.7. So, I mean, a top 10 could be on the cards here for the Oracle Red Bull driver. Round the final two corners, he will come, holding that 6th gear through the penultimate corner. Now, hold 7th gear through the final corner, maximizing the exit curb as much as he can. Drain battery towards 0. It's going to be P7 with an 11.456, only 4 thousandths behind Ryan Jacobs, and slots in just ahead of Redmir's. Lovely, oh my, 4 drivers with a 0.4 there. Was it actually more? No, it is only 4 drivers. 3 drivers with a 4 drivers, I mean, with a 0.3 there. Absolutely close here. Let's ride on board, actually, with Michael. Herman's teammate. Amos is also on the lap. Ooh, do I go see Amos? No, I think he's just started. Whereas I believe we actually have Matt coming round. No, Matt is in Sector 1. What's his teammate doing then? His teammate's just on a provisional, I mean an outlap. I don't have my telemetry data on. Normally I do, but as I'm streaming, it actually takes up a lot of my CPU usage, believe it or not. So, normally I would have it to see drivers' ERS, their tyre wear and stuff, but I just don't have it today. Purple in that middle sector, only 17 thousandths up. That won't even be a position gain. It will still be a 0.7, but Sector 3 can be a make or break lap, as it's probably got the trickiest corners there. No, Michael peels into the pit lane here, and let's actually go on board. No, Amos is not on a lap here. What about Wilson Hall? He's 3 tenths off a second up. Gianluca up to pole with a 0.2. Wilson Hall, though, could maybe say otherwise, as he is almost a 10th up in that Sector 1. And I mean, if you gain a 10th in each sector, it will be faster than Gianluca provisionally. What can he do through Sector 2? Probably the easiest sector. No, actually, no. Let me see. Sector 1's the easiest sector because it's 3 corners. Sector 2 is just all about keeping minimum speed. Same with Sector 3. He's found a 10th in Sector 2. That's purple for him as well. Wilson Hall comes into Sector 3, really through the long right-hander here. I really need to get the corner names down. I will in just a moment as well when we have a little bit of a break. Around the final corner, though, Wilson Hall will come towards the finish line. What will it be? Is it going to be pole? No, it won't, but it'll be P6. It's a top 7 for both Papaya McLarens. Ryan Jacobs up to P2 as well. I did miss that. I saw it in the corner of my eye, but I just didn't say it. Now, a 10th and 1/4 up here for Kevin. Round the final corner, he will come towards the line, using all that battery in the Scuderia Ferrari. It's gonna be 2 tenths improvement, but it's not actually gonna be a position. No, it will be. It's a 1 position gain. Matthew Roberts only finding a little amount of time here. It will be time gain, but I don't think it'll be a position gain unless he finds a lot in the Sector 3. What can he do through the final 2 corners? It's just, I really don't know how you find loads of time through the final 2 corners, because it's just one of those where it's flat. It's invalidated round the final corner. George up to pole as well provisionally. This is getting really spicy now. Axel in P8. Redmir's in P10. What is Matt going to do as he is on the hard compound tyre? I don't know why. He's picked the harder allocation. The only reason I know that is you only get hards if you pick the harder allocation. Did you know that, guys? Bet you didn't. Who's that guy that just states the obvious? That was like a pundit for F1. He just stated the Will Buxton. I'm Will Buxton, guys. Oh my. But I think he's maybe gonna go for a 2-stop. I don't know. If you go harder allocation, maybe that's a 2-stopper. Well, no, because mediums are faster. They just die really quick. I believe mediums last about 14 laps around her, so that'll be very, very interesting. Sinan in that P6 spot. 11.380. Is he going to be able to find the time? Don't think he is. I think he's on a recharge lap here. As, yeah, 7 seconds down. I think he just improved on the final lap. Let's actually go on board with the man that will set the first lap here in qualifying. A little bit wobbly through the penultimate corner, and that is just going to appeal into the pits now. 4 minutes left on the clock here. Basically every driver into the pit lane, apart from Red Miz, as I think he just set a lap as well, as he's up to P8 with 11.403. It's really, really close here in qualifying. It's you know, it's just amazing to see. Now, as we do have a little bit of a break, let me just quickly get a track map. As I actually, believe it or not, I don't know off the top of my head how many corners this track has. And that doesn't help, because I picked the wrong one. Spain has, right, it has, oh wow, that's the old one. Okay, give me a minute, guys. It's just, no one's out. Okay. Oh, crikey me. I don't want, it's got 14 turns. Okay. That's good to know. I should have known that. You would think, as someone that does commentary for a little bit, that I should be able to know how many corners there are around one of the shortest tracks here in the F1 sim racing, as well. Well, does it actually have one of the shortest lap times? There's a lot of tracks that, you know, get into like the 115s. Or 110s, so, I mean, 14 corners as well. Just shows how high speed it is. 14 corners and you're still setting a 1 minute 11. Will we see a 1 minute 1 perchance from any of the drivers here? As you can just see Ryan Jacobs leaving the pit lane. Now, I believe it is Ryan Jacobs. Yes, it is. You can see the track map, his arrow. Or is it? Hold up. No, it is Ryan Jacobs. It's just not taking me to Ryan Jacobs. I love that. He's out on... there we go. Okay. We're just right on board with the papaya. He'll be the first one to set a lap here in qualifying. So let's give him the screen time. Well, I say that, I'm literally about to switch to another driver. It's going to be Ryan Jacobs who's out first here. Then it's going to be Sinan in the Mercedes. Probably one of my favorite real-life teams here. I believe it is a nice little Michael who's going to be third one out. And then JW down into P17. Definitely needs to find a lot of time. Maybe it's a little bit of just can't find it in Sector 1. Or, you know, I mean Sector 2. Sector 2 is where you can lose a lot of time. Sector 3, you lose a lot of time in the first 2-3 corners. Or if you get a little bit wobbly through the fast right-handers. Let's go back to Ryan Jacobs as he's here, starting his lap for the final time for round 2 qualifying. What will he be able to do? Will he be able to find the time to maybe put him on the front row? Or will he just remain in that P3 spot, making his way down towards turn 1, braking at just where you see that grey tarmac bit on the outside there, using all of the curbs as much as you can, really hugging this inside curb for turn 3, helps minimize that track distance all the way up towards turn 4 where you brake just after the 50-meter board. He's found a quarter of a tenth here in qualifying. Round turn 5, he will come, making sure you just caress that inside curb. Don't aggressively take it too much now. Round turn 6 into 7 and 8 of the sector 2 chicane. Really easy to lose the back end if you take too much curbing hit there. Now round turns 9. Down DRS straight into turns. Oh my god, I didn't cough properly. Half a tenth found here. This is good enough for a provisional pole. But what can he do through sector 3? Will he lose it all, or will he find even more time? He's behind a Red Bull car. This could cost him or give him wonders of a lap time, as it could cost him, you know, a lot of lap time with the dirt, yeah, but it could also happen with the lap time towards the line. I mean, it's gonna be up to P2. It's 2 thousandths off of a pole time here. His teammate Ryan Wilson Hall doesn't improve. I don't think. Sinan does though. Up to P4 he will go. Matthew Roberts does not improve. I'm trying to figure out who's coming around the corners now. Oh, Gianluca, he's finding time. This could put him back in front of Ryan Jacobs. That would be absolutely substantial for the Williams driver as his teammates in that P6 spot. Nick Arrow up to P5. Jake Finch was not able to improve. Wilson Hall, will he be able to improve? He's not up. Gianluca is on pole as of now with only a .207. Could that be broken or beaten by anyone down towards the grid? Lewis was not able to improve. I mean, neither was Wilson Hall. Now, let's actually look at JW. Was he able to improve here in qualifying? I believe he was, as he was in P17. He's now up to P13. Alessandro in P16. Redmir's up to P5. A lot is happening. And I'm trying to find the drivers who are improving. Let's go to Herman as he invalidated his lap time. That is not good for him. There's Matthew Roberts into the pits. Same with JW. What about Michael? Not on our lap here. Matt didn't go out of the pit lane. We know. What about Amos? Did Amos cross the line? Yeah, Amos has crossed the line. So that is qualifying. Gianluca is on pole position. And he could actually maybe win it. He could convert the pole to a win. We know he's got the pace from round 1. This is going to be a sensational race here. As George in that P2 spot with an 11.238. Only 3.031 off of Gianluca here. Ryan Jacobs in the Papaya McLaren in P3. Sinan in P4. Redmir's in P5. Nick Arrow, the man who won it in Australia, he's down into P6 in the Scuderia Ferrari. Maybe he'll be able to bounce back and find those position gains and make his way up towards the top end of the grid. There you go. You can see all the drivers now. Jake Finch in P7 in the Haas team. Amos in down to P8 as he was not able to improve. Look how close it is, though. Top 10 separated by 2.5 tenths here in qualifying. Very, very spicy, and we love to see it. You get to see my face again. Absolutely lovely. Substantial and amazing. I mean, the top 7 are separated by exactly a tenth. Jake Finch was not able to improve from his first lap. So his bank lap, the first lap time he set in the qualifying, was actually his fastest all round, if I'm not mistaken. What sort of strategies could we see today? Probably medium hard. That's I'm gonna bet, right? I'm gonna bet. How about this? Apple Tango in the fridge that we see more mediums than we do hards. And if I'm wrong, you guys get an Apple Tango from my fridge, because I believe there's at least a 1 in there. If I'm not mistaken. Is a 0.2 pole bad or good? I can't tell, because it's either you guys are reacting like, oh my god, they got a 0.2, or oh my god, they got a 0.2. I can easily beat that. I can't tell. But I think we're gonna see medium hards here. Probably the more favorable strategy. Go for a bit of an undercut. I mean, you can get the hards going for about 20 laps before you get a puncture. I think by lap 18, they'll enter that puncture zone, the danger zone, you could say. Mediums last about 14 to 15 laps. So you can definitely do a 1-stopper, but I bet we may see 1 or 2 drivers doing the 2-stopper. Probably hard, medium, and then into another set of mediums, or probably medium, and see how far you can take that first set. Swap it to the hards. If you can go to the end on hards, go to the end. Never know, maybe able to box for softs if you're able to. I don't know the strategies. This game's really weird with its increase of tyre wear. The tyres die after about 7-8 laps, or maybe even 5, depending on how much you're pushing. And we'll probably see no safety cars, as Tier 4 is very clean. It's very clean. Oh! 0.2 is crazy. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I wish I was a little bit more hyped for it. I'm sorry. Oh my god, guys, we got a 0.2 in Tier 4 qualifier. That is absolutely amazing. I can't tell if you're pulling my leg. I really can't. But if you are, joke's on you. Joke's on you. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm to be really honest, I'm really bored because I really want to see this racing. And we've got to wait for all the drivers to get their strategies going. I think we're going to be readying up at 30. I think that's when we'll go green flag racing, as you normally wait till a certain time. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. Itchy head. Oh, 0.0 in Tier 3. Okay. Okay, that is lovely and jubbly. So, what you're saying is we've actually got some people that were sandbagging in their sign-ups. Is that what you're saying? We've got some sandbaggers here. I'm joking. I'm joking. You see that? Yeah. I was joking about that. We don't got sandbaggers. We've got people that are actually truthful. Oh my god. Can we just like, how long is this going to take? It is now 7:30. Yeah, Nick did wake up 20 minutes before qualifying. I think he said that he didn't do any practice since Saturday. I need to start calling that guy to... Yeah, you probably do, to be overly honest. Here we go. The lights are on. You can see it now. We are go, go, go. And it's a great start from Gianluca as he's going to be leading the way down into turn 1, followed by George and Ryan Jacobs in behind. There's going to be a lot of argy-bargy. Elbows out into turn 1. Ryan Jacobs round the outside of George Ansel here, making a little bit too much contact. George almost got shoved off the track there, 3 abreast in towards turn 3. Nick Arrow onto the gravel. Same with Jay. What has happened there? There's a car off into the distance. It's Sinan. Oh my, it's a safety car. It's a virtual safety car already. We've only made it towards turn 3. We've got a driver DNF'd. What the absolute flip-a-doodle. Gianluca leads the way from Ryan Jacobs, who leads the way from George Ansel. Jake Finch comes out. He started about P8. He's now up to P4 because of all that carnage. Don't know what happened there. Nick Arrow, there were 3 abreast into turn 3. I think someone got a bit wonky on the inside curb. We are under VSC, as for some reason, you don't call a safety car for that. But, Sinan was not on the track there. That was very bizarre. I did say this tier was clean. It is. Just take my word for it. You should have seen last weekend out. As JW has a 10-second penalty for severe contact with Matt in the kick Sauber. That is not ideal. We should be Andy Red misses drive through. We are back to green flag racing. There's so much debris flying everywhere. Is there going to be a lobby restart or something? Because, oh my, it's getting spicy in the back. Let's go on board and actually watch Alessandro as look at all that carnage. Red Miz pulling off of the track, allowing everyone through ahead. Just what is happening here? Is there going to be a lobby restart? I don't know. Nick Arrow, he's got the outside line. Lewis is going to dive down the inside and get the move nicely done up to P8. He will go in the kick Sauber. 3 abreast into turn 5. That is not a smart move, I don't think. Jake Finch down towards P12. Matthew Roberts into P9. Oh my, it's getting spicy towards the mid-pack here. You've got Michael, who DNF'd. Possible strategies. The game is stupid. Why would you go soft, medium? That's basically... I don't know. Let's actually look at the tyre wear here. Like I said, everyone's gone into mediums. So you guys do not get an Apple Tango. I am sorry. Only one person actually opted to go onto the hard compound tyre here, and that was Kevin. I believe he actually did the same thing in... Australia, and it actually did kind of work out for him. Gianluca, though, just flying away with Ryan Jacobs. Top 5, they've just sort of checked out here. Look at the minimap. P6, 2-3 seconds back. Now, look at the front wing of that kick Sauber in behind of Luis. As, it did seem like he had no front right end plate, but he actually does. Wait, what about Matthew Roberts? Does he have a front right end plate, though? Yes, he does. I saw so much debris flying off on the restart. I guess not. Oh, no, because it was Nick Arrows, Amos, or Amos. Is it Amos or Amos? Like, do I really hard pronounce it A? Red Miz and Jake Finch all getting, not Jake. No, yeah, Jake Finch. I'm looking at the minimap and I'm like, Haas? No, but bottom 4 all boxing for a new front wing and probably different tyres. You can see Amos. He's gone on to hard compound tyre. He's joining Kevin on that strategy. He won't need to actually box again. He can go to the end, but he'll probably most likely get a puncture. Wilson all up to P4. Could we see? Oh no, George has been disqualified because he ignored his drive-through. Oh my. Moss. Okay. So, I feel bad for George here. Surely lobby restart, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know how lobby restarts work. Probably not going to be a lobby restart. But I don't know what just happened there. It's very confusing for me. My brain's trying to comprehend this. George, yeah, I feel bad for George there. I mean, that is a very messy start. I may have to ping 3 people out. It was really messy. I don't know if I don't know if it's the tick on this thingy. Yeah, it is still early enough. All right, I'm gonna be tabbed out for a minute. Alright, I've just said the start to tier 4 was messy as. I don't know. I don't know if it's like, if I'm supposed to say, oh, you've got a, I think, a lobby restart. But anyway, by McLaren, I mean, not having the best of race weekends back in Australia. They've bounced back. They've regrouped as a team. And look at them now. 2-3. Really good position. And I think that we even take Williams' lead from them. Actually, probably won't, because Williams are leading quite a substantial amount over Papaya McLaren. But McLaren will jump up massively in the order here. It's not a restart? Okay. It's not a restart then. It's very messy here. Look at the gaps. Wilson, who's been knocked out by his teammate of the DRS range. And let's just watch Luis. Is it Lewis or Luis? I take it Luis, right? We'll say Luis, guys. But 0.5 away, not too shabby. Herman really got to try and close that gap in. Does Herman actually have a damaged front wing? No, he doesn't. I just think with all that carnage and where the cars were placed within that carnage, it's really set a lot of drivers back. A P5, though, is not bad, especially because Herman didn't have the best of Australia races. I mean, if he can finish where he is right now, that'll be absolutely amazing for him. JW, by the way, believe he's got that 10-second penalty. Yep, 10-second penalty. For severe contact, maybe that could get removed at the end of the race. I don't actually know. Probably will, though, as he's actually getting a nice little move around the outside of Alessandro, who have the inside line for turn 5. And he'll say thank you very much. And he'll move himself up to that P8 spot. And unfortunately, he won't be able to be joined by Sinan, as he was... It was sort of like Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg 2016 incident there. Obviously, basically the same area, just their incident was at the start of the thingy, whereas the real life incident, you know what I mean. Anyway, Gianluca just able to really command the lead. I mean, he hasn't really had to do much. VSC for half a lap. I mean, you know, he started on pole. He got a really good start. The people behind him, Ryan Jacobs and George, really having a big tussle. George almost got sent off the track completely. And I believe that's really what triggered all the events that followed of Sinan getting shoved off on this very corner. And then whatever happened on that safety car restart. is if anyone in the streams a race engineer for one of the drivers today, please, especially if the driver you're racing engineering was a driver involved in an incident, please, can someone, like, tell the chat what happened? Like, did someone brake check? Or did someone just not go? Because I am so confused. Because it was so messy that debris flew everywhere. About 4 drivers that had to pit. I am so, like, intrigued about what happened. Axel, though, basically in no man's land. Just plodding along here in the sugar-free Red Bull. As 2.5 behind is Herman. 3.5 is Wilson Hall. Now, one thing I would want to see is maybe the Papaya McLarens try and do a team attack over Jan Luca here, as they could maybe try and bully the Atlassian Williams. I don't know, though, as Jan Luca did put up a really good tussle in round 1. Surely he'll do it again into round 2 here. Yes. Now, I'm quite sad today, guys, because I'm not joined by Hyperactive today, but it's fine. I'll try my best. As, believe it or not, solo comms is quite difficult, especially when a lot is happening. You miss a lot, and I believe I've quite missed a decent amount, especially on that first lap. And I forgot to swap my, you know, it's just rookie mistakes for me, really. As Herman actually sort of closing in the back end of the sister team of VCarb here. It's, you know, it's a sort of a 3-man train for P5 here. Matthew Roberts, not far behind. Got a decent amount of battery there as well. About 87% battery. Definitely may want to try and use that, make your way up towards the second man in the pack, because that's where you really want to be if you really want to be aggressive near those later laps. So just adjusting the audio, making sure it's quite good, where you can still hear it, but it's not overpowering and it's annoying. Nick Arrow, though, the man that won it last time out, really unfortunate with what happened at the start of the race, is JW and Alessandro having another tussle. JW is leading the way. These guys need to try work together if they want to catch up to the back end of Matthew Roberts and the pack for P5, as they're only about 1.7 up the road, or you could say 0.7 for that DRS train. Now, top 3, though, really checked out here. 1.4 separates first and third here. And let's actually look at the position gains. Ryan Jacobs was up 1 position. His teammate, though, Wilson, Hall and Axel, both of them up 6. Well, I mean, you could say, same with Herman and same with Luis. All of them are up 6 positions. Matthew Roberts started P14. He's up to P7 as of now. JW up into P8. Started in P13. He's found 5 positions himself. Alessandro up 7 positions. Kevin and I say Kevin and Matt, but no, Matt's up 7, Kevin's up 5, and you can just see the people that got massively or negatively affected with that sort of virtual safety car incident. Red Miz, Amos, my bad, and Nick and Jake, all of them down countless positions because of whatever happened on the start of that race. Wilson Hall really on the cusp of getting eliminated out of DRS. Not really what you want to do. You don't want to be in no man's land where sort of Axel is, as JW sort of fallen off from Matthew Roberts and that up ahead. Is it maybe because Alessandro's trying to go for a move on him, which is costing time? Maybe, I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that, as you can just see Kevin going down the inside of Alessandro into turn 5. Barely leaving enough room there, but up to P9 Kevin will go on those hard compound tyres. The hards are going to come alive now. Those mediums with 10 laps in, you could say maybe 5, maybe 1, I thought maybe set 8 or 9, as obviously that virtual safety car really did delay sort of when the tyres are going to really die. I would say the mediums are going to sort of be on that 35% range, or the hards maybe only in the 20s. So maybe not even reach that first degradation phase. Maybe in towards, I will say between 20 and 30% here on the hard compound tyre. Though Herman, if he can catch Axel, a top 4 for him will be absolutely amazing. You can see the V-carb in, the Kick Sauber in behind. really sniffing the exhaust pipe of this Oracle Red Bull car. So let's actually ride on board with Herman. As you can just see a glimmer. Well, I'd say a glimmer, but you can quite clearly see that the V-carb up ahead. There's a little bit of wobbly on the exit of turn 4. Maybe it's because of tyre wet. Now into turn 5, down towards third gear. Using as much curb as you possibly can without unsettling the car. So don't touch those inside little sausagey curbs. As there they are again. That sausage curb that you can touch. Believe it or not, you can. But once you hit about 50%, that's a no-go. As I believe you can really, really kick up the tyres. Give you a lot of wheel spin. And mean you end up in a wall. Sorry, just... Now, one thing I do want to say. JW is being pushed down. I missed it. I missed it where Kevin actually went for the move on JW. But what's happened to Alessandro? He's been butchered down towards P11. He's been gapped by a mile. He's out of DRS. He's boxing this lap as well. Luis has got the move done before turns 1. Alessandro 10-second penalty for speeding. Same with Matt. Are they retiring? Both of the people that have boxed, both of them received the penalty. Love that. Now, for some reason, it's got oddly hot in the UK. You know, the weather went absolutely nice and cold for the Silverstone Grand Prix in real life. And then after, it was like, you know what? Nah, no more F1 in the UK. Let's get it back hot. But Gianluca leading the way massively. Let's actually kind of look at the tyre wear here as Amos. I'm going to keep saying Amos. He's up to P11. 9-lap old hard compound tyre. Definitely going to really... Nick Harry retired. Oh, man. I feel bad. Really, really messy start. We've approached the first 33% of the race. And Gianluca actually almost dropping both of the Popeye McLarens. You can see in the background, Wilson Hall holding on by a thread. Well, I say that. He's been dropped by 1.6. JW is retired. Don't... safety car! We have a safety car. What has happened to JW here? Has he... Oh, don't tell me he was retired on the pit wall. Don't tell me that the game's bugged and it's gave him the bump on the pit entry. Has that what's happened, guys? Because if so, that is not ideal. Matt has a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. It was a lovely qualifying. And then the race has flipped it upside down. We have a massive amount of 5 drivers DNF. Please don't give us a repeat of Australia, where we had about half the grid almost retired from the race. As we do have a safety car here, so this is gonna just mean, yeah, guys, quickly box, go into the hards, go towards the end. Amos, though. Amos, I mean. P10. Not ideal. Oh, I say P10, but no. P10's fine, but it's the fact that he's on soft compound tyre. Is he boxing to then go back onto a fresh set of mediums, or the mediums he used near the start of the race? I think that's what he's doing. He won't lose too much time to Jake Finch and Matt behind. But... yeah, we're all going to be boxing. I bet they're going to go onto the hard compound tyres. As that's what I would probably go to. Is it going to be the hards? Let's just find out. It's going to be a double step from the Papaya, so maybe Axel could maybe... No, Axel won't gain a position here. But onto the hards we will go. Now, this kind of brings everyone back into the race. You can serve your 10-second penalties. You just can't serve your drive-throughs, Matt, which is unfortunate. But only 3 people have done a 2-stopper that are still driving as of now. P6, Matthew Roberts, P7, Kevin in P8. Still got a lot of people probably to box here, actually. Let's look at the tyres again. Nope, no one's going to be boxing again apart from probably Matt in the Kick Sauber here. JW has left the session. Someone said JW was going to win. Or was it win or get a pole? It was... get... oh, yeah, no, someone did say JW was getting a pole. No, a win. So... Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Maybe round 3. Now, talking about round 3, I'm quickly going to tab out of the game, guys. So you're just going to see a nice little cheeky menu. But talking about round 3, we're going to be nicely going to Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps. One of my favourite tracks. I mean, real life this weekend, it was very boring. I don't know what's actually happening in real life F1. I found it quite boring. There are a few interesting racing. I watched the full race. I fell asleep halfway through. But that's real life. In WOR, it's going to be absolutely interesting. It's the longest track on the calendar with its intense corners. You know, you got turn 1, which is really tight, really easy to lose the back end. So Belgium's going to be really interesting. So I hope you guys join us for Belgium. But back towards the race now. Drivers are catching back up. Jake Finch on old hards. Surely he's boxing, no? Yes, he's boxing. Let me just... with safety car may be in this lap. I believe we'll have safety car in this lap. I might be mistaken, though. This is going to be a very... I don't know how to say it. It's a very boring segment of the stream. As it's safety car. No one likes watching cars go around this slow under a safety car. What even happened? Does anyone know why the safety car was called? Because I missed it. I was busy talking about something else. I missed the fact that I thought JW just retired into the pits. I look in the minimap and this car is like stopped around the final corner. So did he just get a bug and go into the pit wall? Safety car should be in this lap, as it's been 3 laps, I believe. So we're just going to find out now. No, it's not been 3 laps. It's been 1 lap. Safety car's not in this lap. Now, I'm quickly going to go grab some a drink. And you guys can enjoy this intense racing. But yeah, I'll be back in just a jiffy. Okay. We're only in sector 1. Oh, okay. So I was gone for about 30 seconds. And we've only made it to sector 1. I love that. So there we go. Safety car is going to be in this lap. And this is going to be probably a sprint to the line. Well, I say a sprint. I mean a semi-sprint, basically. As we do have... I'm trying to do the maths in my head. 17 laps to go. You watch, I've just got that wrong, haven't I? Anyway, Jan-Luca leads the way from Ryan Jacobs, who leads the way from his teammate. We're back to racing speeds. You can't overtake until the checkered line. Now you can start to overtake. What's it going to be like down into turn 1? Are we going to have a repeat of what we saw at the start of this race? I don't believe so. In the background, though, it's maybe messy, as I think Kevin may be looking for a move. He's gone for the switcheroo through turn 2. He's got the outside line for turn 3. Don't think he'll be able to get the move done on Matthew Roberts, but they are side by side as we make our way down towards turn 4. Round the outside, the scooter rear Ferrari will almost going in towards the grass. And he was just going to have to slot in behind. As, oh my, Matthew Roberts has gone for an outrageously audacious send on Herman there. Oh my, he went for a defensive move, which was to go for an aggressive dive to defend himself from Kevin Amos up towards P8. Those soft tyres were, you know, doing absolute wonders for him. Gianluca has gapped the field by a second already. Ryan Jacobs, Wilson Hall have to work together if they want to lower that lap time down and be within DRS. I think he's just done it. We're just going to have to find out now. Is DRS is back now, but will he be able to close in and get within that DRS range? Just look towards the back as well, as you can see. Kevin going for a move down the inside of turn 1. A little bit of contact with the rear end of the Oracle Red Bull up ahead. And he's going to remain in P9. Kevin's wanting this move. He's on the faster compound, the softer compound, if you don't include Amos's soft compound or soft tires. So he's really want to get the moves, get up ahead, and then once his tires die, he'll be set. He wants to get up ahead before the hards really come alive. As I don't think we will really see a proper move for a next few laps. Maybe we'll see Jake Finch, as he's only 2 tenths behind Redmears for the final points positions here. Will he go for a move down towards the hairpin? Yes, he will. They'll be side by side through sector 3. Will he be able to get the move done before turns 12? Yes, he will. He'll get the move done. Now down towards turn 13. And that was nicely done by Jake Finch. That's how you make a dive bomb. He's just showing the rest of the grid how it's done. What a move. As he's now setting his eyes on Kevin. As we make our way down towards turn 1. Will it be close enough for ascend? Probably won't be. Let's look towards the lead. Ryan Jacobs holding on by a thread. With his teammate Wilson Hall, they've gapped a P4, and it could be a Papaya McLaren or 2-3, maybe even a 1-2, depending on how well Gianluca can maybe dispose of the McLarens. This is going to be a really spicy end to the race. I don't know if it's going to top Australia, though, as that race was absolutely stand up, applause, get the popcorn out sort of race. I mean, it was heated, to say the least. Now, let's look towards Kevin, as he's got Jake Finch in behind, who's looking to score points for his Haas team. Same with Matthew Roberts as well. So Haas looking at getting some good points here. Obviously being pointless in round 1, to get points in round 2, that's what it's all about. With Mercedes staying pointless yet again, if I'm not mistaken. Alpine also won't get any points. So Haas will move up a few positions here, which is lovely to see. I think this is sort of the closest fight on the track right now. Or is it actually this one? With the kicks out, but in P5, in behind Axel, who's leading the secondary DRS train for that P4 spot. You can just see Matt in P13, not just plodding along, really. Minding their own business, you could say. Now, really love this onboard cam. I wish there was a sort of, a helmet cam. That's what I want. Like an interior helmet cam, like what they do in real life. That would be absolutely beautiful. Kind of like how ACC, you can set your camera to where, like, when you turn, it's like you're in the helmet. That sort of immersion. But for broadcast, that would be lovely. That's on my wish list, that. Right, but let's look at Amos. He's got to be very cautious. 13 laps left to go. We're almost in that 66.6 recurring percentage into the race. And Amos, only in P7, not made the most of work on those soft compound tyres, but he's on the back end of Matthew Roberts here for that P6 spot. Matthew Roberts having an absolutely wondrous race. Started down into P16. Am I right? Yes, into P... No, I'm not. I can't work it out. My brain's not working. P14. There we go, P14. Whereas Amos started in P8. They're both up positions, but Matthew Roberts is having a wondrous race. As front two here, leading the way massively. Well, I say front two, I mean the front three. 2.7 is Axel behind. They've run away with it. And also, Ryan Jacobs is closing in the back of the Alassi Williams up in front. So it will be a very spicy end for these three. And it's going to be a spicy sort of end to the race for the rest of the grid as P4's up for grabs. If you look on the minimap down below on the bottom right. As Matt is just not having a good time today. Don't know why. Maybe it's set up. Maybe it's something else. Didn't say a qualifying lap. And it's last of the finishers. Let's look at Herman, though. Trailing the man on softs, as I believe. Yeah, Matt is... What the... Another safety car. Right, what is this race? This race is so cut. What has happened to Axel? Because it's not like it was an incident in turn 7 and 8. It was an incident exit of turn 5. So what has actually happened? I'm so confused. Like... What actually happened there? We've got another safety car. Everyone's going to be peeling into the pits now. But what for what tyre? Maybe softs? I don't know, though. We're just going to have to find out. Matthew Roberts opting to stay out, actually. Yep, Ryan Jacobs on the softs. Softs, mediums, hards. I mean... It's a wide range, really. Some's on mediums, some are on softs. Wilson Hall's gone on 13-lap old mediums. That's not ideal. And also, they're double stacked, which is, again, not ideal here in Spain, as it's a very short pit lane. And not only that, the guys behind weren't that far behind, so... What was a 2-3 is now a 2-5, I believe. Because the top two haven't boxed. Which I'm kind of like concerned about. Maybe Jake Finch may be able to do more stuff than Matthew Roberts here. I'm just trying to figure out what the MoneyGram Haas drivers are trying to do here. As not boxing. If they box now, both of them gonna be all the way down towards the back end. In positions where they were scoring decent points, it's either, you know, are they gonna box here? That's the question. What's also Wilson Hall gonna do? 13 up on mediums. Those are surely, basically, yeah, boxing. No, Ryan Jacobs actually boxing here. What about Wilson Hall? They're double stacking again. Oh my. The Papaya McLaren strategy, it's as though they've just taken the Ferrari strategies from real life. Will they do double stack I mean, they don't lose any positions, they don't lose any time, but towards the back of the grid, they will go. What the flip is this race, really? It's not the most idealist, to say the least. I'm just really confused about what is actually happening. Both Hasses aren't boxing. Ooh, they've gone on to fresh hards. That could actually play out really nice for them. Alessandro, Gianluca, and Lewis both did that. All did that, I mean. Herman, Amos, Kevin, and Redmir's, they got the new set of mediums here, so... Could we maybe see a little cheeky 1-2 from the Haas drivers? We are in the final, about 10 or less, 9 laps here. Final 9 laps of the race. Safety car is in. This is going to be a very spicy sprint towards the line, I must say. As Matthew Roberts will set the pace. He's back to the green flag racing speeds. And what will Gianluca try and do here? He's on really fresh hards. Jake Finch already looking to go for a move. The Haas drivers are working together to block him out. He's got the ultimate tight line here. Matthew Roberts round the outside. Haas remain as a 1-2 sequence here. That was absolutely beautiful team play from the MoneyGram Haas drivers. I mean, I'm actually clapping. That was beautiful. They played that to perfection. Luis up towards that P4 spot. Amos and Herman side by side towards down into turn 5. Alessandro down towards P9 as Redmir's gets a nice little move round the outside of turn 5 as well. Gianluca, though, really going to try and look for a move here. I think what the idea is hold up. Get Matthew to hold up everyone else. Let Jake Finch gun it. Because he's on fresher tyres than Matthew, right? It's better to let him gun it than everyone else. But I'm really curious. What's the degradation on those hards? Because for a little bit of a lap, they'll be faster because... No, they actually will never be faster. I don't know what I'm talking about. I had in my head maybe they could be faster because they're a little bit more worn. But then with 11, 13 laps, gonna be... I mean, there was a safety car which was 3, so let's say 8 laps. Still gonna have really high deg on them. Let's actually look back towards Amos as he will try go for round 2 on Herman here in towards turn 4, I bet. He did not go for a move. This could be yet another good points finishing for both the Williams drivers. As Ryan, Jacobs and Wilson, who were able to get ahead of Alessandro. So they are both in the points positions. This is... Axel has left the session. Love that. Look at that. Just listen to these engines roaring. I believe that was a warning there for Ryan Jacobs. As you can see there, Kevin almost trying to look for a move there. What about Herman? He's not far back from Luis. And actually, a little bit of a wobble there from the exit of turns 13. 12, I mean. 12, turns 12. I am sorry, guys. As around turn 14, we will go towards the first corner. DRS flaps are open for everyone apart from Jake Finch. Gianluca, will he look for a move? No, he won't. Matthew Roberts remaining in that P2 spot. Yeah. 3 abreast around turn 3. This is sensational racing. Herman comes out on top. Amos down the inside of Luis of turn 4. He may even try to look for a double whammy and go around the outside of turn 5. You know what? Yeah, he will. Kevin tries to follow Amos through as well, doing the same move as Luis. And actually gets the move done as Luis gets a little bit wonky. Ryan Jacobs up to P8, getting a nice little move on Redmiz. All this fighting, and yet the leaders aren't able to gap away. Ryan Jacobs has retired. Ryan Jacobs, I mean, has retired from the session. Oh my. 8 DNFs. 8, guys. Oh my. Oh my, indeed. I mean, I don't really know what else you can say. It looked so strong for the McLarens, and now look at them. One's in P9 and one's DNF'd. That is not what you want to see when you were fighting for the win. As you can see, Gianluca getting a sensational move into turn 1. He's forced off into turn 2. He's going to have to rejoin safely. Matthew Roberts tries to look for a move round the outside of turn 3. Won't be able to get it done. Herman, though, down the inside will go 3 abreast into turn 4 almost. This is sensational racing from the front 5. Oh my, I'm literally almost standing up. This is, I don't know, all I can really say, sensational. Amos down the inside of Herman. Maybe we'll start to see these medium runners start to filter through as well. Elbows are going to be up. We have 5 laps left of the race. As you can see there, Matthew Roberts getting a little bit wonky on the exit of the turn 7 and 8 chicane. And Jake Finch, he stays into towards the lead. Luis down the inside of Matthew Roberts, which will turn towards the outside for the next corner. He's going to hold it in. Matthew Roberts, again, side by side is Kevin and Redmiz. Wilson Hall not far behind. Herman and Amos as well, not far as well from fighting. A little bit of a shove off the track there from Matthew Roberts. But I don't think that, I think that was just hard racing. Don't think a penalty needs to be given. The DRS is broken. The top 4 have flown away now with all this scrapping through the sector 3. Matthew Roberts is in P5, but he's got 5 angry drivers in behind that are going to want to try and dispose of his old hards immediately. Or they're just going to lose time after time after time. Williams, oh my, this has played wonderful for the Williams as they are both 2-3 right now. This race is going to help extend their lead, not only in the Drivers, but the Constructors' Championship. Gianluca, I mean, he's coped absolutely fantastically in today's race. But Jake Finch, don't let him get off my radar. He's leading the way. He's got 14 up old hards. Will he be able to keep calm, keep composed, and stay in the lead of this race? That's what the question will be. And just keep an eye out near towards that mid-pack of Matthew Roberts as he is back in DRS of Herman in P4. This is going towards the line for all the positions here. No matter where you finish, you're guaranteed a point. But who's gonna want obviously you're gonna want to go for those top positions. As you can see, Gianluca gets the move done in towards turn 1, and he takes the lead of this race yet again. The TRT boys of Amos and Gianluca are absolutely cooking. P1 and P3. Jake Finch, though, will he maybe try and fight back? This is where you want to lead if you're on old hards, because this is where you lose all the time, because it's all traction zones. Turn 4, turn 5, and also turns 8. They're all traction zones, which is going to be very difficult when you're on the type of tyres you're on with Jake Finch. If you can hold on, though, you'll be fine, as Herman's left the session. Oh, no. Why is he left? I don't think I even have him added, so I can't even invite him back. Matthew Roberts, though, up to P4. He's lost the leaders. That is not ideal. Jake Finch, will he be able to hold on through the final sector? If he gets DRS here, that will be amazing. It's going to be on the edge. Will he get it? He's got the DRS for one more lap. We have 2 laps left of this Grand Prix. Gianluca gets the fastest lap of the race as well. Matthew Roberts in P4. It's literally, you could argue it's either a Haas sandwich or a Williams sandwich. Well, it depends which driver you're talking about. Jake Finch, Williams sandwich. Amos, Haas sandwich. You'll love to see it. The top 4 is only 2 teams. One of those teams are pointless. The other team leading the way That's what we love about WOR. It's a little bit wonky there on the exit of the turn 5 hairpin. Now, look at the tyres. Look how many laps they have been on. Everyone's tyres are sort of going to level out here with Jake Finch's. And this is where he can sort of be like, you know what? I'm actually going to be able to keep up with these guys. I can actually fight for the win here. This is going to be absolutely massive. It's gonna be a fight for a win between the Williams and between the only Haas driver of Jake Finch's. You look at the gap between P4 and 3 seconds. Matthew Roberts, he's coping brilliantly with the drivers behind, but he just doesn't have the pace on those 18-lap-old hards to be able to consistently stay with the leaders here. As you can see, Luis is like, you know what, no, let me lead the way. And Kevin's like, I'll join you, and he'll get the move done. They'll go side by side. No, they won't, as Matthew Roberts goes amazingly deep into the braking zone. He'll keep the move. I keep saying keep the move, but he'll keep the position of P5. These guys, they've got to work together if they want to move up. We're almost on the final lap here. It's going to go towards the line. And this is going to... Oh, Jake Finch almost out of DRS here. This is not going to be good, as Amos in behind is going to really just be really aggressive. Does he get DRS? He does not get DRS, so Jake Finch is going to be dropped off by Jan-Luca now. Also, bear in mind, Jan-Luca getting the fastest sectors in Sector 1 and 2. That is amazing for him. Now, Redmere, someone that's gone massively under my radar, was absolutely rapid in Australia. Got unfortunate with a retirement. Could have maybe looked at a top 7. And let's just see what they can do now. Wilson Hall has had a massive comeback as of now, up to P7 after the safety car restart. As you can just see, Amos, he's got the DRS. He gets the move done before turn 1. Will Jake Finch be able to hold on the final lap and maybe look for a move in towards turns 9? Turns 10, I mean. That's the question. This is absolutely substantial. Amazing points, not only for the Williams drivers, but for the Haas. Like, I'm going to keep mentioning this. Pointless. They had no points in round 1, and now look at them. They are absolutely cooking. Kick Sauber get decent points as well, but I think it's safe to say it might be going to Williams. I say yet again, Williams didn't win it in round 1, but they're just showing what this season may be as they are in the final sector of the race. Jan-Luca will round the final corner. He could have done it in round 1. He got so unfortunate, but he wins it in round 2. And his teammate will join him on the podium. Jake Finch will finish in that P3 spot. Luis, the reserve, will finish in P4. Matthew Roberts in P5. Kevin in P6. Wilson Hall in P7. Redmers in P8. Who was in P9? I know it was Herman in P10. Oh my! That was one messy race, but it was still so enjoyable. There's your podium sitters. There's Jan-Luca on the top step, joined by his teammate and Jake Finch, who had an amazing race. He didn't start in the top 5 like Jan-Luca, but he started near the bottom end of the grid, and he had a massive comeback, and that's what you love to see. Just hands in the air. This race, even though it had its ups and downs, it finished beautifully. It was an amazing final sprint to the line, and I loved it so much. Here's your top 10, as to be really honest, that's the amount of people that actually finished, as Alessandro, that's what I forgot about. He finishes in that P9 spot and gets points for the V-Carb team. And Jan-Luca also gets the extra points positions. That was an absolutely race today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. Now, if I was to give a driver of the day, it would have to either go to Amos or Jake Finch. Look where they started, look where they finished. I mean, maybe Jake Finch, because he was amazing. He could have had a chance at winning that race if he maybe stayed ahead of Gianluca for one more lap. That's all he needed was one more lap to stay ahead. You know, I think that's all he needed. He could have had a chance at a win. But I mean, P3, not too shabby. Jake Finch, that was a heroic drive from you. I love that race. Despite that lap 1 stuff, despite the amount of retirements we had at 8. I mean, we got more than what we did in Australia, which I did not want, but it's fine. Despite all of that, it was still an enjoyable race. It had it dry. It did have its dry moments. Okay, but every race does. You know, once all the action dies down, that's that's when the dry patches happen. But end of the race, it was amazing. Those final 9 laps, I was on the edge of my seat. I loved it so much. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. It was such an amazing race. I'm smiling. I'm gonna say that so many times because of how deeply I mean it. I mean, Williams won too. They didn't, you know, Amos got a bit, I think he got wing damage or something because he had the box in round 1. Could have had a top 5, did get a top 5, but could have maybe been a little bit higher up in the top 5. Gianluca only getting a 3rd, but now they've bounced back and they've got that 1-2 that could have happened in round 1. I mean, this season, I think it could go to Williams. I'm not going to say. We still have 8 rounds to go. We have Belgium up next, and that one's going to be awesome. As Belgium's, you know, only a 22-lap race. It's around a 1:40 in the qualifying with these guys, and I bet it will be absolutely thrilling. I hope you all enjoyed today's WOR Tier 4 race. And I hope we see you back for Tier 3. I should be joined by Hyperactive as well, so you won't have to just hear my annoying voice. Goodbye, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed WOR, and again, I hope we all see you back for next week's race. Goodbye. Goodbye.